Well, I figured I'd show you guys what I've been up to this afternoon, at least. Notice the glow plug light. Sorry for the blurriness. There you go. So, I've got to do LEDs yet, and on these clusters it's really easy to do LEDs, but I gotta replace my alternator too. It takes forever to kick on. Let's start. There you go. So there's our cluster. Now check engine lights on due to this truck now having a Denali BCM out of a 02 Yukon Denali, which has given me all sorts of cool little doodad features in here, like being able to set the locks. When you hit 15 miles an hour, the doors will lock. Let's see, it'll lock all of them or a few of them. I never had these features before at all, including the perimeter lights. That's new. And now when I turn the truck off, the headlights will stay on for 30 seconds. And when you unlock the truck, the parking lights will stay on instead of, or the daytime running lights will stay on instead of just, only flat, or instead of the parking lights just flashing. Unfortunately, the fuel mileage does not work, probably because it's a diesel. It does not have the injectors of a gas engine to show. I don't know how that works, but whatever. So I've got those cool little features. I've also got theater lighting. I like to say theater, but where I'll open the door, lights come on. As I close it, they dim down. You can hear the relays don't like the dimming, but they dim. And so that's a cool, nifty feature. And now I have 120 mile an hour speedo. But unfortunately, this cluster, the Escalade cluster, an 02 Escalade cluster, it did not come with a glow plug light. I had to add that myself. It didn't have the bulbs. It didn't have the little resistors that the board had. Now it does. So you shut the truck off. The lights are still on. But we'll flip the key on. Glow plug light. And you can see it's a newer glow plug light instead of that wait to start. So that's handy. The tack works as it should. The speedo works as it should. It's corrected to an extent. For the 120, I should say. It's corrected for the 120 versus the 100 on the old cluster. But obviously you just got to keep in mind that red line is at 3200 instead of, whatever. And I suppose if I really, really wanted to, I could probably, I should probably try it a little bit. Try it on the old one, maybe. Take a red Sharpie and color over the lines and see if the red Sharpie will illuminate like a red line, I think that'd be kind of cool to do that, so that way I know, yep, you see red lines at 3200. But quick, well, I should say that was quick. Obviously doing this conversion is quick for throwing an Escalade cluster, an Escalade or a Denali BCM. The airbag light's on for the module. The module must be taking a dump. It's just a generic airbag rollover sensor, which is the whole module. But yeah, the check engine light with the Denali BCM is the fuel pump and the something else to do with a gas engine. Because this does not have an intake fuel pump, it does not know. Obviously it's stored in the code. There's no intake fuel pump. So fuel pump code and for the circuit or whatever, and then something else. I don't remember what, but I'll have to either I'm going to have to figure out how to program these vehicles myself and turning the options on and off in the BCM, or I'm going to have to go to the dealership and see if maybe they're able to turn that stuff off for me, and then the check engine light will be off. This truck is The only check engine light this truck has had is when I slip the transmission or slip the converter or whatever, and 2, the fuel pressure regulators come on a couple times. Other than that, this truck's never had a check engine light for anything major, and all the airbag lights on. Now the ABS light has always pretty much been on, and I know it's not a big deal to people because the 9902s apparently did have a cruise control light. Well, the cluster that this truck came with, that bulb must have been burnt out or something, because I have not had a cruise control light the entire time I've owned this truck until I put this cluster in. So that's kind of cool to finally have that little added feature. But everything works as though it should. The oil pressure is beautiful, especially on a cold day. We get up over 80, so I just like how these gauges are the needles are a heck of a lot more reliable. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the bezel around the gauges, well, now matches the bezel around there. So there's a little bit of matching at least, you know. So, but everything works as though it should, and the miles are so close. They're within 2,200 miles of each other. So that is a lot to be said, I guess. I don't know. It works, and I just thought it was so freaking awesome. I didn't know how many miles this cluster had on it when I bought it. He didn't say. It's like, yep, here's an Escalade cluster for sale. I'm like, okay. I think I paid $120-ish, $130 for this cluster. Which, if you go on eBay, they're up over $200 most of the time. Well, I got this one on eBay for $120, so, you know, whatever. I have LEDs for the switches. They don't match my blue there, and I'm hoping the new LED bulbs will kind of give that blue, ice blue. I'm gonna kind of leave these buttons alone, even though they're not, you know, there's a difference. They're more of a greenish. I'm gonna leave them, but my little light there that shines down on all my junk there. But oh, it's so nice to have the glow plug light, and I don't know if you'll be able to see. I'll turn this on. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. So yeah, it's not the prettiest looking thing I've done, and to be honest, well, especially at night, you can't see a doggone thing. But hopefully during the day, I won't hardly be able to see that I've cut that out, and I've hot glued it on there. But I had to cut a hole through the plastic because that plastic does not allow light through, and I tried scraping it to see if maybe I could just peel the black off, but no, I had to cut a hole, and then I had to, this is off my 06 LBZ cluster face, that, because I did the Escalade face swap on that cluster for my LBZ, so I had this old face. I took the pigtail off instead of the wait to start, because I kind of wanted to, I don't know why, you know, I wanted to leave as much as the old cluster intact as possible for some dumb reason. So whatever, it's even more updated. It's got the the pigtail instead of the wait to start. So we're getting our more modern touches in 120 miles an hour now. Woohoo! I can speed all I want. Oops. I want to turn the lights off, but whatever. So I hope y'all enjoyed a quick, nice little bitty upgrade. A couple of them actually on this truck. I've got a lot more work to do in here. It's been an absolute mess of stuff. I got to rewire my subwoofer turn-on wire, the switch wire. I'm probably gonna have to order a new switch because that pigtail for it is just absolutely just dicked. So that's great, but for some reason this amp's a piece of garbage, and it melted that turn-on wire. Just about started the truck on fire, so that was cool. So I got to run all new wire for that, and I got to get a new amp. Yeah, apart from that, not a whole lot. It's just farting around, but what isn't really. But my little relay fix for the door is still working, so that's cool. I'll even hit the lock button. There you go. So. And then one of the features I hope to be adding in the, like, next year-ish is the 2020 Silverado or Blazer or just 2020 GM full-time camera rearview mirror. That's what I hope to add in both trucks. That would be freaking decent. But, you know, that's going to be fun. A lot of custom wiring and stuff. So, well, here. Of course, I have the truck set up so when I hit the unlock button, the headlights come on. And at some point, I'll have to swap, because right now these are wired to the daytime running lights. I'd like them wired to the turn signals because, or no, I'm sorry, they're wired to the turn signal, not the daytime running light. And I'd like them wired to that because when I'm driving during the day, I'd like them to be on. So that would be nice. Just the little things, and then I don't know if it'll turn up. Oh, yep, there you go. Ooh, fancy. Ooh, yeah. Okay, lock, damn it. There you go. Anyway, so hope you guys enjoyed. Nice, quick little video. Thanks for watching. God bless.